Hi folks, Jason here. So, Zweli and Keezy came out tonight and said we're in a second wave. Um, the people have been causing all sorts of drama now about the rage parties and the super spreader events and all these fancy terms, which to me really mean nothing. Um, I have a question for the good doctor and Mr. Ramaphosa and anyone else who's involved in this. How do you know? That's all I want to know is how do you know? I'm a dumb guy. I've just been asking questions, looking around. How do you know? So we're basing everything on PCR tests. We've got this huge testing rollout, and all the evidence is coming back saying that the PCR tests show a lot of false positives. So some data says up to 97%. I read a report where there was a uni in the UK that did two tests and ran two sets of tests, and they got 100% false positives. So we've got these R values that they're basing the pandemics on, but the R value is based on a test that is questionable. So how can any data for any test be taken seriously? How do you know? Educate me. I'm just an average guy. I want to know these things. You guys are the experts. You're playing with our lives. Tell me, how do you know? We also have hospitals in the Eastern Cape now that are overflowing. But how do you know that it's from this virus? How do you know that it's not a lockdown wave? We've got tests that cannot tell you exactly what it is. We have no flu. We have no other associated deaths. We only have COVID. Everything is COVID related. So how do you know? What are the capacity in the wards? What are the capacity around? What other environmental influences could have been there that could create a rise in these things? I know that your lockdowns have created people who are really, really stressed and traumatized. That's going to kill immune systems. Your lockdowns have created situations where everyone uses sanitizer, so no one's exposed to the bugs that they need to be. That's going to kill immune systems. We know that people are wearing masks that they shouldn't have to be, because when you take your mask off, you are actually saving granny, because you as a healthy person are breaking that cycle, and you will build up immunity and stop the spreading. Then you'll have none of your super spreader events. We should encourage our healthy kids to get together and have big parties like this. How do you know? When you say that there are 22,000 COVID deaths, how do you know? What happened to the 10 to 12,000 flu deaths that we should have had? What happened to all the other deaths that we should have had? You take that same test and you're testing people. Tell me if that is 100% accurate. Because if you can guarantee me and show me the evidence that I can pass it to my peers and everyone can look at it and come back and go, Jay, that is 100% accurate, I'll start accepting figures. But I'm not going to just listen to things where you say, just listen to me, I'm your government, because look what you've done this year. So how do you know? Every single factor, every single bit of evidence, every statement you've made is questionable, because you cannot guarantee any of us that it's 100%. Even the vaccine, we've got a vaccine rolled out in less than a year. Most vaccines take 5 to 10 years with considerable trials across all ranges, all sorts of people. This one has been done on a healthy population. It hasn't been done on the group of people who are at risk, the very old, the very vulnerable. The trials weren't taken out of them as far as I understand. If I'm wrong, show me the data. I'll go, I'm sorry, I was wrong. But it hasn't happened that way. So how do you know it's safe? You don't know what the long-term side effects are. The manufacturers cannot tell us what the long-term side effects are. So why must I take this? How do I know that it's safe? How do you know that it's safe? So that the take of this conversation here is, no matter what you say to us, unless you start being completely transparent, unless government starts sitting down and talking to organizations and their citizens and not dictating from top down, we can't believe or trust the word you are saying. How do you know? Show us how you know. You won't give us any of the figures from the pandemic. You won't release any of the data to us. And now I'm supposed to trust you with anything. So again, I'm saying, if I could chat to actuaries and I could chat to scientists and they are saying R values and giving me all these things like that, and I'm going, no, no, no. But how do you know? Because unless there is clear evidence, unless the tests are absolutely spot on, you have to discount anywhere where there might be doubt. Because how do you know? Please answer that for me. Thank you.